It's February in Australia and it is pretty hot today, and I just wanted to give you a look at my front yard, which is where I have created a food forest. And noticeably inside the food forest it is a whole lot cooler than it is outside. This is the food forest behind me that I planted about 18 months ago. I had a bare site, a bare slope, and I've planted in rows. So I'll go through and I'll show you the plants that I've put in one of my rows, and already it's producing for me, already it's creating a canopy. I'm just really excited and impressed by how well everything has been doing. So food forests, they're fabulous, they're really interesting. It's a different way that you can approach design, and being a front yard, having a food forest in your front yard, I don't tend to see a lot of those around, but I think they're becoming more popular. So if you do have a blank canvas and you do really love growing food, then definitely consider putting a food forest in your front yard and your backyard as well. Just max it all out with food. This is one of my rows, and probably the first plant that you can recognize here that I have quite a lot of are the bananas. And I put bananas in because they grow really fast. You can get a bunch in the first 18 months, and that's exactly what's happening here. There's a blue Java that's just sent out its first bunch of fruit right there, so that is pretty exciting. And the other reason that I love to plant bananas is because they do grow so prolifically that you can chop them down and produce a really lovely mulch with the chopped up pieces of banana as well. So they're a really great one to have. I've got a mango over here that's an R2E2 and it's looking beautiful. It's got a nice flush of growth coming out now. A lot of pigeon peas growing through here, and the pigeon peas really are put in as the nitrogen fixer, as the chop and drop machine, and they're doing exceptionally well. I've also got a bitter leaf here. This is this one at a funny angle coming out there, and behind that is a falsa that is in there, and it has produced its first fruit just recently. Down here we've got a couple of apple trees. I have gone with the idea of putting 2 apple trees in the one hole just to keep it a smaller, more manageable size couple of trees, and also just because I like experimenting and seeing how they'll do right next to each other. There's a Tahitian lime. Always love having limes coming into the kitchen. Lots of galangal as well. So as well as planting trees, you have to remember to put in the root crops too. So I've got the galangals, the gingers, the turmeric all happening too. There is a little jackfruit in there. That is a Duramba Gold. I'm really looking forward to that one finding its feet and getting bigger. And there's a papaya. They're a really great plant to have in your food forest. They grow so fast and they do produce fruits really early on as well. So constantly you are producing something when you've got a papaya in. And there's some chilies. They do really well. They just grow prolifically, and that one has been fruiting pretty much consistently for the last 18 months. And here's a Tamarillo that is looking really well loaded. It's on a bit of a lean there, but that's okay. It's still holding on and the fruits are still developing. So I will just go with that and prop it up if it needs. There's a little lychee in there. It's getting a lot of nice cover from those winds and the harsh sun, being young and not having too many leaves, but it is doing really well. And more papayas out here, looking really nice. Pretty spot free, so I'm happy with those. A lot of people can struggle with growing papayas. There we've got another jackfruit here at the front. That's a Brinsmead special, so I'm really excited about having that one. And lemongrass as well. Lemongrass is a really great border plant to section off areas of your garden, and I've used it extensively right through my patch, and I love using it as a chop and drop as well. So coming around the front, you can also see that I've got some pineapples in along here, and this one here is an acerola, and this is the cassava, and the cassava is doing a fantastic job of being really bushy and creating a lot of shade in the system at the moment. So in the next month or two I'll come in and I'll chop this back a bit so it'll look a lot different, and it'll give me more mulch on the ground, and it'll open it up a lot more, letting that light in over autumn and winter. So yeah, that is a row in my food forest in my front yard. It's all looking really great. Everything's growing perfectly, and I'm already starting to harvest some fruit out of there. Love it.